I have a couple of people who know me a lot closer, and they've asked me when I started on this journey. I joined the John Maxwell team. For those of you who don't know them, I'm a certified trainer, speaker, coach, and I'm going down this path of starting up the leadership business to be able to impact other people's lives and help companies grow and help people grow. And I've been asked the question, kind of like, why are you doing this and why now? And I think that's just a fantastic question, because those, a lot of the people watching these videos, you don't know much about me or my background. I mean, I've been in management since I've been 18 years old. I'm in my 40s now. I've started up several businesses. Some of them been successful, some of them not so much. Part of Energy Experts Now. You can look them up, energyexpertsnow.com. Build, operate, maintain power plants. And so this seems like it's so far away from what I used to do. I mean, I came from an IT background. This has nothing to do with technology, theoretically. Then I worked at EEN, operating, building, maintaining power plants. And what does that have to do with this? And, energy and this. And the reason is that as I've progressed through my life, I've started to discover a few things. I've started to learn a few things. And one thing that I learned is that it's really important to kind of pursue your passion, right? But sometimes you just don't quite know what is that? What is your passion? What kind of really motivates you? And I'll tell you, technology, as much as I find it interesting, isn't a huge motivating factor. I mean, I'm not like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do with my life. That's just what I did with my life. Because much like the rest of the world, you just kind of got good at something and you just kind of kept doing it because they kept paying you, right? I mean, you got to eat. And then I did the EEN, which is originally my father's company, and we worked on that together, and so I dedicated a lot of time to that, and it grew and it became pretty successful. And then I started my strategy of how I'm going to start this up, and I joined the John Maxwell team sometime in the middle of 2017, I think it was, and that's because I was on a fairly stressful project, and I needed to get better with working with people and managing people. And I'd already done part of that journey because I learned that personal connection is really what matters, and that's kind of what led me onto this journey. So Maxium Corporation, or Maxium Management Corporation. Yes, I mean, we have a vast amount of experience as far as operations. I mean, heck, we operated, maintained power plants. We did large technology projects. I mean, we have some really strong know-how from a process and a procedure standpoint. But it doesn't matter how good your processes are. It doesn't matter how good your procedures are. It matters how good your people are, and how well you treat your people, and how well you develop your people. Because see, one thing I learned is that you can have the best process, the best procedure, but if you didn't invest in your people, you're really wasting your money and wasting your time. I've established the same exact set of procedures in two completely separate companies. More than two, to be honest with you. Consultant, we copy and paste, right? And in one company it's wildly successful, in the other company it fails miserably. And I'll tell you, the key factor is the people. They can call it organizational change management. That's one banner that it flies under. But the reality is that it's the management and how they treat their people, how they inspire them to grow or don't inspire them to grow, the understanding of the tools inside of a leader's chest, and what they have available to them to help develop their people. Some of us only learn the coercion bat. Just grab and yell at them and tell them what to do, and that's what they get their paychecks for. And that's never what a very successful company or a sustainably successful company can do. I mean, coercion has its place. I mean, be quiet, go do it has its place. There's an emergency and it just needs to get done, and someone has to take a decision, and there's not time for questions, and so it's got its place, but it's a very, very, very small place for a very, very small period of time, Yet so many people think that that's just the standard. That's just how you get things done. And normally those are people running from one emergency to the next. And the reason they're running from one emergency to their next is because they're surrounded by people who maybe don't care. And those people don't care, so they don't take care. And because they don't take care, there's always an emergency to put out. Right? It's just kind of this self-fulfilling prophecy. So the reason that we do this is to impact people's lives. And the benefit that you get from working with us is that we don't go after just your processes and procedures. I mean, we do, and we can. If requested, we'll review them and we'll help make them better. But we go after the people. See, because if we change the people, we change everything. If you have a group of motivated people who want to do well, you just need to pave the way and they're going to do it. And throughout my career, I've come to understand that. And the most difficult project I ever had was recently. And the connection I had with those people when I arrived. And granted, it's not sunshine and roses. I mean, I fired 3 people a week after I hit the ground because those 3 people in my mind were not savable. I got rid of them. So don't take this as I don't fire anybody and that I think that nobody's fireable. No, that's not the case. But the rest of the people, the connection that we had, we worked together side by side and just had such a camaraderie, such a brotherhood, and were able to accomplish so much due to that bond. Everybody gave 110%. Nobody was worried about their paycheck, their raise, their promotion, that just wasn't a thing. You know, it was let's do the best that we can. Let's do something that we can be proud of. See, that's the key. That's the trick. So if you can get your team to believe that, if you can get the people in your company to believe that, if you can get yourself to believe that about your own life, right? That's a very, very important key. And that's what we do here. We help establish, even if it's little by little, we help establish that culture in your business, in your large corporation, or personally in your life. That's what we do. And the reason we do it is because we want to see the success you're going to have in the future.